All right. Welcome, one and all, to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I am your host, John. And if you could, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot. Hey, hit the subscribe, but also hit the like. You know, we're living in a crazy world. I need that constant reaffirmation of my very low self-esteem, if you could, please. And we're going to go over what happened in the world of sports on Tuesday, August 19th. Man, we are almost to NFL football. Wow, I cannot wait. Let us start talking about the NFL. The Indianapolis Colts named Daniel Jones, the former New York Giants starting quarterback, as their starter over Anthony Richardson. And his agent is unsure about what his future beholds there. I don't know. Is there a lot of options really out there? I don't. We live in a world and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but they signed Daniel Jones to a 1-year, $14 million contract. Obviously, they have expectations for him. They gave him a shot. Steichen, who has been a big Anthony Richardson fan, even though he did bench him for 2 games last year, says that there's still a future in Indianapolis. Obviously, coaches are playing year to year. It's like Jerry Glanville used to say, not for long. That's what the NFL stands for. And if you don't win, you're going to be gone. And it's not some long-term project. It's you better get to the playoffs this year, Steichen, or you're probably going to be in the unemployment line. So Daniel Jones does get the starting job there. Anthony Richardson's agent is unhappy. We shall see how this plays out. Anthony Richardson is obviously an immense talent. I don't know if he's had enough reps. Some guys, even when they do have immense talent, they just can't put it together. I don't know if that's the case for him. We did hear that a lot with Kyler Murray for a while, that he wasn't putting in the work. They actually had that in a contract with him, that he had to do so many hours of study and blah, blah, blah. You know, is he going to turn out to be a Jamarcus Russell, immensely talented, but didn't put in the work? Or is he going to be, I don't know, is he going to be Anthony Richardson and actually, produce at the NFL level? The New Orleans Saints, are still having a quarterback battle. I guess it's going to be settled in this week's preseason game between Tyler Slaw and Spencer Rattler. I saw Rattler against the Chargers a week ago. He looked pretty good. And the Chargers have a tough defense. So I think Spencer Rattler probably has the inside track. He's got a little more familiarity with the organization. We have a new coach there. But it should be an interesting thing. I think New Orleans is going to have a very trying year, to say the least. Let's talk about boxing. I cannot wait for that Terrence Crawford-Canelo fight coming up in a couple weeks. There is nothing like a big-time fight to get the juices rolling. But let's talk about a guy who is rolling out of this country into Mexico. It's Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He was deported. He was accepted into a Mexican prison yesterday for his alleged cartel ties. And I'm going to call it like it is. This is all bullshit. If you remember back in America in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, boxers in New York have always been seen with mob figures. Whether it's John Gotti or Al Capone or Vinny the Chin or whoever you want to name, boxers have always been there. And it didn't make the boxer corrupt. It did not make him part of the organization. In Mexico, the people with the real juice are the cartel. If the cartel wants to go to your fight, if he wants you at his birthday party, what are you going to say? I mean, come on. We've had enough problems with mislabeling people lately. It's just how it is. And he overstayed his visa. They scooped him up 3 days after his Jake Paul fight, which he lost. I think he's going to go to prison. I think he's probably going to live a pretty good life there for a while. We'll see how long that is. The NCAA, Arch Manning, announced that he has not decided about his future. Hey, why don't you just play a full year of college football and then make the decision? I think the decision, his grandpa, the great Archie Manning, said, oh, he's going to play 2 years. Peyton played a couple years. Eli, and Peyton played 4. Eli, his uncle, played 3, 4. He played 4 at Ole Miss. And to me, if he can get out there in the first year, just get to the NFL. If you're the number 1 pick, they are going to be patient with you. Look at Bryce Young. Look how much they're putting up with there. Caleb Williams. If you're the number 1 pick in the draft, they're going to stick with you. It's not going to be a one and done. It's going to be a 2 or a 3 year experiment. Just how it is. All right. Let us get to the MLB scoreboard for beautiful Tuesday. And Yankees smashing down on the Rays. They're winning 12-2, or 12-3, excuse me, in the ninth inning. Guardians losing to the D-backs in Arizona, 6-5. The Padres beat the Giants 5-1. The Brewers, wow, lost 2 out of 3. Whoa, break up the Brewers. Cubs beat them 6-4. Boyd gets your win. He's 12-6 with a 2.6 ERA. Very, very good year for Mr. Boyd. The Tigers really have turned it around after losing 12 out of 13 during that horrendous stretch at the end of July, early August. They win 1-0 over the Astros. Vest gets the win, 6-2 with a 2.45 ERA. The Cardinals making a nice little comeback. They beat the Marlins 7-4. McGreevy gets the win, 5-2. Blue Jays beat the Pirates. The Blue Jays were kind of a little funk. They win 7-3. Scherzer, last 2 games, very, very good. I had him last week on the under. Man, the guy just pitched lights out. Mets beat the Nationals 8-1. Peterson gets your win. He's 8-5 with a 3.1 ERA for your Mets. The Mariners lost again to the Phillies 6-4. Robertson got the win. I don't know. There's nothing really to worry about with the Mariners. They're still 9 games over. But I wonder, are they going to catch the Astros? Where are the Astros at? Let's get back to that. Oh, they're 1 game back of the Astros. That's going to be interesting. They got 2 more series left with them. Baltimore took the second game against the Red Sox in their 3-game series, 4-3. Cano gets the win. Whitlock gets the loss, 5-3 with a 2.8 ERA. Not bad, but still suffered the loss today. The Braves beat the White Sox 11-10. Lee gets the win for the Braves. Athletics beat the Twins 6-3. Nothing to see here. It's a nothing burger. Lopez gets your win. He's 7-5 with a 3.2 ERA. Rangers continue their descent into the abyss. Royals win their 5th in a row, 5-2 over the Rangers. Zerpa gets the win. Milner gets the loss for the Rangers. Cubs win the second of a doubleheader, 4-1 against the Brewers. Brewers are really in trouble. Tallien gets the win. Woodcroft gets the loss for your Brewers. The Dodgers come back from that walk-off loss the day before, beat the Rockies 11-4. If you lose the Rockies 2 days in a row, you should hand in your man card. And in the final game, the Reds beat the Angels 6-4. It was tied 4-4 in the ninth. Reds rallied for 2 runs in the ninth. Jansen took your loss. And that is it from the world of sports. If you could, though, please subscribe, but also hit the like button. Tell us what you want. Leave some comments. I always appreciate them. Okay, we'll see you soon on Off the Rails Sports Podcast.